Hey, friend, welcome back to the Master Menopause Metabolism podcast with Andrea T. I have been working with women for over 20 years as what started as a personal trainer, turned into my own studio, turned into even bigger studio, turned into my own app now where I basically took functional medicine, personal training, dietitian, and therapist and put it into one. And so I'm going to share with you today a really special thing. We're going to talk about the fitness industry never wanted women 40 plus to figure this out. So buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a good one. The goal here is I want to, get you to say, you know what? I get this. So let's get this one thing straight. The fitness industry was never built for women over 40. It was built for the 25-year-old men with six-pack abs and testosterone through the roof, not women juggling kids, careers, hot flashes, wondering why their jeans don't fit anymore. Point blank. And that's just the way it is. And yet you've been told that if you just work harder, eat cleaner, hit the gym more, calories in, calories out, that your body is going to respond and cooperate. But that's not what's happening, is it? You're doing everything right and your body's not responding. That's not failure. That's a system that was never ever designed for you. And it continues to happen even now into, I feel like, the fasting, the cold plunges. That all is getting, a hot mess for women who are 40 plus, to be honest, just because our bodies are not meant to, work with that kind of stress. So eat less, move more destroyed women's hormones. Let's just be real. And I mean, I even kind of want to say birth control destroyed women's hormones, and it still is. And our fertility and our ability to conceive, that's messing with us too. But we're going to talk about this. The calorie deficit obsession actually wrecks metabolism and cortisol. These low calorie diets, the fasting for women, the under eating, over cardioing ourselves. So it raises our stress hormones, takes away your muscle, slows your overall fat burn. Every time you go on one of these diets and stick to it, you actually burn off your muscle. And it's happening now with our GLPs. And I'm just going to be real about that. There is a way to use them and they're pretty amazing, but there's also a really wrong way, and that's to go on blindly and just lose weight. That scares the shit out of me. The punishment culture, it makes women believe that discipline, hard work, sweat equity equals worth, right? Like the more we do that, the more worthy we are going to become, the more it's going to stick. And so this is, understanding this is gold, ladies. And so I'm here to tell you the truth as another 50-year-old woman too that has been through it herself. You've been praised for shrinking yourself, for pushing through exhaustion, for ignoring the whispers from your body. And now those whispers are screams like fatigue, weight gain, anxiety, sleepless nights. That's not weaknesses. That's your body begging you to listen. Going to bed hungry is not going to get you anywhere, even if you do it on day 1, day 5, day 25. It's going to come back and bite you pretty hard. So, what they don't tell you, hormones run the show, but no one ever taught you that. Break it down. So, let's just break this down. Estrogen and progesterone, cortisol, insulin, thyroid, all shifting. So basically, when we are looking to lose weight, all of those hormones come into play underneath the scenes. And so estrogen, progesterone are our sex hormones, and cortisol is our anti-inflammatory kind of energy hormone. Insulin is how we shuttle energy out from our food into our bodies, our brain. And then thyroid is the thermostat on everything. And so when one thing is out of whack, another becomes out of whack and has to transition with it, which it usually doesn't. So that is a big deal. So why doing what worked in your 30s stops working in your 40s and 50s is because estrogen for sure and progesterone will start to shift. And that's just a transition into perimenopause. And we know that. Cortisol also shifts when we are under too much stress and our adrenals fatigue out. They always talk about high cortisol. I see low cortisol because most women have overstressed their bodies and their body is no longer really making it. So they're feeling tired all the time and doing what they used to do in their 30s is not going to work for them. And so understanding that, and then when those shift, it impacts your insulin and it impacts your thyroid. Could be thyroid first. And basically, that's why things aren't going to work the same. So, I feel like, why didn't anyone tell me this? You might be asking, like, why is this all coming out now? Why am I only hearing about this, now that, I felt like my body's broken, or, I am trying to just do diets. It's just a bunch of BS. Like, should I just go back on a low calorie diet? No, that you're not lazy. You're not broken. This isn't something that can't be fixed. You're actually in a hormonal chaos and nobody warned you this would happen. The fitness industry sells grind when what your body needs is actual balance. It needs balance, and the grind is kind of what got you here. And then the transition into perimenopause, into menopause, had, basically sold the deal and said, okay, everything's different. So we're going to talk about, the truth that is hard to sell. It's strength training plus hormone balance equals new power. So here's some just crazy all out truth bombs, ladies. Muscle is your metabolism. So every time you've gone on a low calorie diet, disciplined yourself to stick with it, and lost weight on the scale, sorry to tell you, but some of that has been muscle. And so that's why when you go off of this plan, because it just gets too hard to keep yourself disciplined, especially if you want to travel or holidays come up or it's somebody's birthday, right? I mean, it's just impossible. Basically, you lose muscle, so then you decrease your metabolism at rest, which is when you need it. So that is what is happening. So we've got to then regain that muscle, recoup it, or at least keep what you have at this point. So protein plus rest equals progress. So that's another big one, is eating more food and more sources of protein, and then taking rest days and really focusing on your central nervous system, helping your body to de-stress, and not only just on the outward, but inward. And stress can be things like over exercising, under eating. And that's where most women are getting their stress. And then they've gone into their, transition. So now they're not sleeping as well, and they're not resting and recuperating like they used to. So balanced hormones equals freedom from fear. So it gets really scary when your body suddenly starts gaining weight, or it shifts where it was gaining and now it's going around the belly, and you really haven't been somebody who's battled the weight before. Or, maybe you're 180 pounds, not super overweight, but if we look at your BMR and see like, well, you have 80 pounds of lean muscle mass on that body, that's not going to look as toned as you'd like. And that is also going to equal a much lower amount of calories to keep 80 pounds of muscle going in your body versus a woman who's 180 pounds and has 110 pounds of lean muscle mass. So it really matters. And so that metabolism and muscle, and having that balances your hormones, and that gives you freedom from food fear. So you don't have to worry about what you're eating all the time, or if you turn your head, you're suddenly not gaining weight. So they can't sell you balance. It's a lifestyle. It is an everyday thing. It is a consistent amount of work. It takes time. There's no money in that. No one has the time to go through that with you. But there's power in a woman who understands her body. And that's the woman who doesn't chase numbers on a scale. She builds strength, eats for her hormones, and takes her damn power back. And that's what I want for each and every one of you ladies. And that is where you're going to find the long-term effect. These short-term effects and turns on the scale are actually hurting you. So, basically, let's wake up. It's time. If you've been beating yourself up for not seeing results, stop. It's not that you're not trying hard enough. It's that you've been following the wrong rule book for too long. The fitness industry doesn't want you strong. They want you sold. They want you hooked on their product, right? But I'm here to help you flip that script. You want to learn how to work with your body, your hormones, your muscles so you can look toned, feel confident, and be your best self. It's not going to have anything to do at all with under eating, overpowering, powering through, doing, work more, eat less, work harder. None of that. That basically is going to burn off your muscle. That's going to create hormone chaos even more than what your body's already going through. And in your 20s and 30s, it may have recovered and you were fine and you saw the results. But now the muscle mass is down. Every year, you're losing more and more. And to continue on this path now into perimenopause and postmenopause is just going to come back and bite you. When you learn how to sync your workouts, your food, and recovery with your hormones, everything changes. You get energy back, you have a sex drive, you start sleeping again, your mood stabilizes, you don't come into these super hangry moments, and you see stubborn belly fat disappear. It finally starts to move. And every time you turn your head, you're not gaining weight. It's actually pretty damn amazing. And that's where I live now since I had to do the work though, ladies. Like at 42, you know my story. I started gaining belly fat. I was exercising 6 days a week, eating very low calorie, even kind of hitting those protein targets. And it just wouldn't budge anymore. And if it did, like then I had no sex drive. I wasn't sleeping good. My hair was falling out. Didn't feel good at all. So that's no way to live. So basically I retrained my metabolism, gained more muscle back, saw the scale go up a little bit, but now I'm much leaner. And basically that's the work I did. And now at close to 50, I can go on vacations. I can have holidays. I don't have to watch everything that goes in my mouth. My metabolism is up. My muscle mass is up. And now I continue to work on that and I'm not going to go backwards. And that's what I want for you. So that's exactly what I teach inside Tone for Life method, because women over 35 deserve a plan that actually works with their bodies, not against them. The fitness industry doesn't want you to figure this out. Weight Watchers doesn't want you to figure this out. They want to give you short-term results to keep you hooked on their product. Once they do that, you continue to go back again and again and again because they hooked you that way. I want you to understand your hormones so you don't lose weight. You become unstoppable. So that is the biggest and best thing you can do for your body. So if you would like an invitation, I have a live free training and we're going to do the 5 steps to lose 20 pounds without crazy workouts or diets or even GLPs. And we will talk GLPs if you're already on one. I'm going to talk to you about what you need to do to work with your body and the GLP so that it's not going to bite you and you're going to gain all that weight back. So this is an important way for you ladies to understand how your metabolism, how your sex hormones, how to work with them. So I'm going to talk to you about the 5 steps to get you there. Don't miss this. It's live October 28th. We're going to be together on Zoom and we're going to be talking in real time about what's going on. This is completely for free. This is for you ladies who want to take back your power, who want to go through the holidays this year and be working on the things that are going to move you in 2026 towards the body that you really want. Especially for you ladies who used to, have great abs and feel good in your body, and suddenly now your body's starting to change, not look the way you want. Maybe your sex drive is gone, your sleep's not as good. I'm going to show you exactly what to do to get this back. So make sure to send me a DM strong, and I will make sure that you get the registration for that. All right. Thanks, ladies. We'll see you next week in Master Menopause Metabolism Podcast with Coach Andrea T. All right. Thank you.